All right, today we're going to be talking about analyzing gender stereotypes in media, which is adapted from Learning for Justice website. We're going to be doing this for SEL today so we can talk about the different gender norms and how we can be respectful of other people's differences and how we can notice when gender norms are being perpetuated by things that we see or read or listen to throughout our lives. So our objectives today will be I will be able to understand the nature of media and the roles the media plays in my life. I will be able to think critically about the way gender is defined and the use of gender stereotypes in media. I will be able to fight against harmful media messages using creativity. And I will be able to stand up against gender stereotypes. And those are four really great objectives that we're going to be talking about. This lesson may carry over into more than one day, which is okay. Let's get started. So, what is media? These are the essential questions we're going to be asking ourselves throughout this lesson. How do the different forms of media affect the way we see gender? And how can we work together to challenge these stereotypes when we see them in media? Now, what is media? Media, noun, a means of communicating that reaches and influences people widely. This is examples like TV, it could be social media, it could be books that we read, it could be podcasts we listen to, it could be the radio, it could be anything that we see online, it could be an advertisement for a toy store or anything like that. There's lots of different forms of media. Gender, also a noun, refers to the social roles, behaviors, and traits that a society may assign to men, masculine, or to women, feminine, right? Like, do you hear that old adage that boys can't wear pink because pink is for girls, or boys wear blue and only boys can play soccer, or things like that when things are assigned a gender, like objects that don't really have a gender. Stereotype, which is also a noun, is an overly simple picture or opinion of a person, group, or a thing. We'll learn a little bit more about what stereotypes are, but it's basically an overly simple picture or opinion of someone who holds about something. Critical is an adjective, is a way of judging or viewing things that involves a careful thinking and a willingness to see strengths and weaknesses. So people get ideas about how boys and girls should act or what it means to identify with one gender or another. Every day we see so many types of media: television, movies, music videos, advertisements, toys, games, and online content like TikTok, Instagram, or Snapchat. Media can be an awesome tool, but can be confusing sometimes. It can send harmful messages about gender and what it means for a person to defy or go against gender norms. So take a minute right now and stop and jot. What are toys for boys? What are toys for girls? Make a list on a piece of paper or on the next slide of what you think toys for boys are and what you think toys for girls are. You can write your list here on the next slide if you'd like to. Take a minute and pause this video if you need a few minutes to write down a few ideas or to brainstorm. All right. So toys might not really be better suited to girls or boys, but that advertisers have reasons for wanting boys or girls to think that. Why do you think that is? Stop and jot in your notebook why you think that is. Why might an advertiser want a boy or a girl to think that certain toys are for them? So look at this page here. I typed in on Amazon, toys for boys. Look at what you notice. Look at the advertisements. Look at the types of toys that are being advertised. I'm seeing lots of fighting games. I'm seeing cars. I'm seeing iPads. And I'm seeing a boy right up here at the top. Let's look again at toys for girls. What do you notice? I typed in toys for girls right at the top there. I'm seeing lots of pink. I'm seeing lots of unicorns. I'm seeing lots of sparkly things, microphones, doll houses. Why weren't these things coming up for toys for boys? I wonder. Now we can look at toys for boys on a Toys R Us search and see what that brings us to. When I look this up, I'm seeing Baby Yoda. I'm seeing LOL dolls. I'm seeing trucks. I'm seeing fidget tools. I'm seeing lots of these building construction types of toys. Lots of a variety of toys. Bikes, cars, etc. Now, let's look again at toys for girls. Interesting. I see Baby Yoda again. I'm seeing a car and the other fidget tools. I'm seeing about baby doll, seeing other dolls. So I didn't really see with the boys, but we're seeing lots of similar games for boys and for girls here. What did you notice about the Amazon searches versus the Toys R Us searches? Which website held more gender stereotypes, and what did you notice about that? Pause the video and stop and jot here. One important challenge as you work to fight gender stereotypes is to be a critical consumer of media and advertising. It means you're noticing when you search on Amazon for toys for boys, you're noticing what kinds of toys are showing up. And why is that there? Is that a stereotype? What questions can you ask yourselves when you're trying to decide whether you really want to play with something? And how can you challenge yourself to support friends who might want to play with a toy that they think of as suiting a different gender? What if your friend that's a boy wants to play with dolls? What would you say? What if your friend that's a girl wants to only play with cars? What would you say? Would that be a stereotype if you said, oh, they can't play with those toys? Think about that. Here's a quote from Connor Franta. It says, girls can be athletic, guys can have feelings, girls can be smart, guys can be creative, and vice versa. Gender is specific only to your reproductive organs, and sometimes not even those, not your interests, likes, dislikes, goals, and ambitions. As we conclude this video, it's important to think about the different stereotypes that we're going to be seeing in media. We're going to be continuing to talk about this later on in the week, but this is a great introduction to being a critical consumer and thinking about what we're seeing, what we're noticing, and what's meant for us. Can we do certain things? Can we have our haircuts certain ways? Can we wear certain clothes? Can we play with certain things? And why is that? Where do those stereotypes come from?